Check, check. Yeah, yeah. Watch that man turn the mango. So start with B. I don't do partially. They gather around like properly. Not for science. I get the fuck up a comma. I ain't had a single problem blocking haters out with these here guys. For all the time they slept, I overcracked. So I'ma overcome these stairs. I'm burning right up these steps straight to my lighthouse. Cause y'all too quick for type outs. Need a light like a sundial. I see you when the sun's out. Second night, put my sons down and went up to my lighthouse. All right, all right. That is my man, Huey V, better known as VZ. The name of that song is called Lighthouse. That's off my self-entitled album called Blessings by Zay. That's part one. Yeah, that's on my first album called Blessings by Zay, and it's out on all streaming platforms. I put that album out in 2017, I believe, and I produced majority of that album on iMachine. So yeah, man. So BeatsByLonza just here today to have a video to talk to you all about some of the things that I'm wishing for, just dreaming. So this video is gonna be is about what I'm dreaming, what I think, and what I feel like would be the perfect beat machine right now, right? So today I brought in a special guest. Today's special guest is the SP404 Mark II. Now, there's a lot of hype that came out about this machine when this machine came out. And there's still a lot of hype about this machine because people still want it. They like the size of it. They like the portability about it. In the back of it, it has a battery compartment where you can put in batteries and take it with you and you're fully standalone. And so the good thing about this machine with the Roland SP404 that you probably, if you're not familiar with the 404, in the previous editions, you didn't have this screen with information in the screen. So now you can press the buttons, you can get tempo information, you can get BPM information, you can get chord information, chromatic information, everything about what you're doing on with this machine. You can get it in this small screen, and that's the greatest asset that this machine brought with it when they came out with the Mark II. Previous editions, you just had to listen with your ears and be able to manipulate, knowing what you're doing when you're going through the settings and the pads. Now, with this new machine, and this is what I'm talking about as far as dreaming, there's a lot of menu diving to make this machine do what it is that you want to do. Now, that this is a BeatsByLonza ism. It is a lot of work. But the only thing about doing a lot of work is that you get something out of it when you do a lot of work. So that is a good thing about it, that you get a sense of you accomplish something great when you put in the time and effort of learning a machine and doing it. So that is great. That limitation that it gives you, that is great for this machine. But for me personally, as a drum machine specialist, um, I like to bide my time as best as possible. I'm gonna answer your question, Normal Norman DJ. Sir, I'm gonna answer your question in a little bit. Thank you for coming to the stream. I appreciate you. Um, but what I was saying is that in my field of doing music, I prefer for I prefer to be able to get to the music and get to it fast and be able to do what I need to do without having to take time to learn and go through shortcuts, and then having to not be able to finish my project and send it out directly out of the box to my SD card and send it to an artist. Not to be able to have to take it from this machine, export it into something else, make changes to it, export it into something else, and then work that way. I don't prefer to work that way. Now, the reason that I have this SP404 Mark II is because I will, in the future, God willing, I will take the time to learn the machine and get out of it what its intended purposes are for me to get out of it. But at this time and moment right now, MPC runs the land in my studio. The S2400 by Island Instruments runs the scene in my studio, and whatever machines you see in my studio other than this machine runs my life as far as content and making music. And so this machine is a good handy dandy assistant as far as effects, as far as making changes to sounds and being able to import samples and get a different grittiness. That is what this machine. Now, MPC is good for, to answer your question, MPC is good for any type of music: EDM, techno, pop, rap, R&B, soul, whatever you can think of and conjure as a musician and as an artist, you can make it in the MPC. It's just, as far as the thing that you have to do is learn the MPC, learn how the MPC works, and then learn how to make the MPC work the way you would like for the MPC to work. And what I mean by that is MPC has a formula that you have to follow to be able to make music. So once you learn the formula, and once you learn the system that it comes with to create your creation, then you're able to make the kind of music that you want to. In its early intended form, it is a sampler. So you're able to sample sounds and create music from samples. But it is much more than a sampler. It is an instrument, and you are able to use it as such. Now, back to what this video is about. This video is about what I am dreaming for a perfect machine. So, in my in the beginning of the video, it says SP404 Mark III. There is no SP404 Mark III that I know of that's coming out. However, if there was the SP404 Mark III that was to come out in the next year, next 2 years, next 6 months, what I would want in the SP404 Mark III would be a couple things, right? I would like for it to have its own internal battery. So not a battery that runs off of AAA or AA batteries, whatever batteries it uses in it. I would like for it to. You're welcome. I would like for it to have a lithium battery, just like the regular MPCs have in it. Another thing that I'd like to have for this machine is a bigger screen, and I would like for the buttons to actually go to do exactly what it is that I want it to do. I don't want to have to do shift and another button, and make a pattern put a pattern on the pad, and then you press the pad, and then a pattern plays, and you press another pattern, and the next pattern plays. Um, and I believe they have came out with an update that has song mode in it. Because I was gonna say I would like for it to have a song mode where you can export your patterns into a song mode. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they have came out with an update that has song mode in it. But I have not updated this machine since I bought it. I've had it 3 years and I have not updated it since I bought it because the last update, from what I'm hearing, was causing crashes and causing a lot of problems with it. And I don't know if they've corrected it by now, but that's the last information that I heard about it. So I was like, I'm gonna leave it exactly like I got it because it worked perfectly when I did use it, like it was. So perfect machine. This is what I'm talking about when I say I want a perfect machine. All right. So if you've heard about the rumors, there are rumors coming out that there's a new MPC coming out, and so this is this is a MPC Studio controller. This is the Mark III, I believe. Cause you had the MPC Studio, which was silver. Then you had the MPC Studio, which was black, which is, I can get it in the screen. That's a Machine Studio, the second edition. It was black, and you see how much different. Let me see if I can hold this correctly so I'm not looking crazy. Um, See how much difference it is in the controllers. I like this design of this controller. Now, if Machine, this is a great thing about this video, and we're talking about dreams. If MPC Akai MPC came out with the new MPC that looked like this, and it had the newest updated firmware, which is going to be 3.0. That came with 3.0 and it had a bigger screen, touch screen with a battery. This would blow every other machine out of the water because they had the design perfect with this. They had the Q links, they had the 4Q links, which is on this side, the 16 pads, the big knob, and it had every button just like your new MPCs have. It had all the buttons that go directly to where you need it to be. This would be the perfect machine if they came out with a new machine. But we're just dreaming on this stream tonight. This is nothing that's official. This is nothing that I've heard from anybody. This is just me, Beats by Lonza. Beats by Lonza. This is what I'm dreaming for. Akai. This would be an awesome standalone machine. This is just a controller. So now this is only able to work inside of the MPC software. And the MPC software is so powerful, so great. And I don't know why many people don't the use the software. I think they're afraid of it because when you look at it, it is, woo. It's like that beautiful lady that you see walking down the street, but you may be afraid to talk to her, but you don't take the chance to talk to her because you're afraid to talk to her. So it's one of those things when you look at it from the distance. But once you get the nerve to go up and talk to her, or get the nerve to step into that software and actually click some buttons and learn what each thing does, then you'll have the confidence to do what the software is intended to do. So those are some of my dreams if they were to come out with a new MPC. Another idea that would be great if they were coming out with an MPC Mini would be in this format here, because they already have this machine already created, so they have the the hardware to make this already, the buttons to make this already. So all they would have to do is come up with a creative design that you're able to fit a screen on here somewhere. So maybe what I was thinking was maybe like on the MPC X, you have you have the screen that tilts back and forth. So if they were able to put a tilting screen on this machine, such as like that, or maybe even making this run off of your iPad, that would be dope. So since I use Logic at the moment, just wanting a different workflow and something for live stuff. Yeah, Logic is dope. I use Logic here and there, but it's not my preferred workflow. I believe it's just a little bit too complicated for me. I prefer GarageBand. I know GarageBand is the earlier edition, but I like GarageBand. It's simple, it's easy. You get in, get out, do what you need to do. No, you ain't got to go through all that stuff. So, to each his own. Logic is great. Everything that I will tell you, a lot of the DAWs that are on Apple and Mac machines, their sounds are incredible. Their sounds are incredible. The everything you get out of it is pristine, professional sounding. You ain't got to worry about it sounding like crap unless you want it to sound like crap. But without the least work, you get the best sound out of Mac and Apple computers. Now I do own a PC, which is a studio recording PC. It was built specifically for recording in studios. So it does a little bit different than most other PCs. It don't do anything other than record music and make music. So it's not here for the internet. It's not here for reading documents. It don't do anything but make music. So that's what it's designed for. Um, but back to what I was saying. With Logic, the great thing about having Logic and having controllers is that you can use any of these controllers to plug into your DAW, and you are able to still finger drum and control and um, MIDI learn your buttons to do whatever it is that you want it to do. Now this is an MPC Touch, and this was a great machine. Very good concept as far as like using the software, but it kind of stopped having updates and everything to this. So now this is no longer compatible with anything. Now it does work, but you have to do some workarounds to get it to work. So I want them to come back and do some more compatibility for the MPC Touch. But it's a great machine. But they have the MPC Live and the MPC Live 2 that came based off of this original concept. So that's why this one is no longer in use. But this machine is really good for uh, being able to teach people how to use the hardware and how to use the software, because you're able to record the screen on this machine. Kyle says, I currently use Reason 13 with complete control into an MPC 1. Yes, my man Dayson from Civil Days Music just had a live where he was talking about the Machine Plus, and we all use Native Instruments products over here as well as MPC, and we are all just having a conversation about how you're able to interchange and intermingle different programs and different DAWs. Like you can take the expansions out of Machine and carry them over to MPC, and vice versa. You can take the sounds out of MPC and you can carry them over to Machine. So there's a lot of fights between who has the best DAW, who has the best controller. At the end of the day, you can interchange all of it. You can interchange your computer with the machine. You can interchange the machine with the computer. So the limits are limitless out there for what you can do. You can come up with a different hybrid sound that nobody else has ever came up with. You can run 3 hardwares with 2 different DAWs if you want to. Just up to you how you want to use it. Let's see. So, reason why not a lot of people I know use that. Yes, I use. I started out with FL Studio, And then from FL Studio, I went from FL Studio to Reason, and I enjoyed Reason. I used Reason. Actually, Reason was the last software that I used before I moved over to Machine. Yeah, it comes down to your preference. Yeah, exactly right. So yeah, I went into Reason after I came from FL Studio. I went to Reason. I was using Reason and FL Studio, and then I got introduced to hardware, and I went into Machine. So my first machine was Machine Studio, and then I got the Machine Jam. Then from there I got the MK2, and then from there I got the Complete Control keyboard, and then the freaking Machine Plus was the last machine product that I got, and also used to use. Yeah, I did a pop up or something over here that I wasn't trying to do. There we go. I also used to use iMachine on the iPad, which was very, very, very powerful, very good iPad app to use. So right now, man, there's so many options that you can use. So many options that you can use. That's clickbait. SP404 Mark III. That's clickbait. There's no such thing as the SP404 Mark III. This stream is about my dreams. I'm talking about what I'm dreaming as a dream machine, and if Roland was to come out with a new machine, what it is that I'm dreaming for Roland to come out with. To be honest with you, if Roland was to come out with a new machine, what I would want them to do is have the 8800 or the 8000, the MV 8800 or MV 8000, a new one, a up to days version of the 8800. Now that would be a killer machine. Ableton Light. Yes, I also use I also use Ableton. I didn't talk about that. I use Ableton standard with the push 3 and a push 2. And I don't bring anything inside of Ableton other than Ableton and the push. But that's because I kind of like to keep the push separate from everything else. So I don't want to intermingle anything different while I'm trying to learn Ableton. So I've been on Ableton about a year and a half, maybe. A little short of maybe a year and a half. So I'm still learning Ableton. Still trying to figure out the best workflow and process for Ableton. But I think I got a good handle on it enough where I can fail on it. So that's what it's all about. Having fun. I'm a drum machine specialist. I'm a drum machine junkie, and I use what I like, and I try to keep in my studio those things that I get the most enjoyment out of. And I enjoy Akai products, and I enjoy machine products, Native Instruments S2400. I like that. The the machine that I use the least in my studio is the SP404 Mark II. And I had the previous editions of the SP404. I had the 303. I had the 404S, whatever that was. I had that one before. I sold I sold two of the SP404s. I bought it, used it, sold it, bought another one, used it, sold it, and then I landed on the Mark II as my last machine, and I won't get rid of it. I'll keep it until I learn it. So it says, no ego says, I told something logic about an MK3 earlier. I would like them to remove the side buttons, make a larger screen with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Oh yeah, that would be so dope. Ableton works so smooth with my A49 complete keyboard though. Oh, I bet. Man, anything that you can once you're able to get your DAWs to work in combination and in addition to hardware, you're gonna always have it's going to be a hard, tough fight for anybody once you know what you're doing with it. And Ableton is so good. The music that I make in Ableton is so much different than what I make in any MPC. So much different from what I make in any machine. I don't know if it's because it's a computer DAW, and then I have the addition of the push to assist it, that the music comes out different, but it's a different type of music, especially when you're working with vocals. I've done a couple of remix contests with Ableton, and I like working with vocals in Ableton. Just that the way that the algorithm works as far as warping vocals and warping samples, it works a little bit differently. It's so smooth and intuitive, and without you having to do much of moving and shaking, it automatically puts it where it needs to be for you. And I like that algorithm for Ableton. But what I'm trying to do is trying to get as many hip hop, R&B, rap producers on Ableton to produce content so that people know that we're out here. Kyle says, when I use my MPC, I pretty much always start with drums. Yeah, the drums is what sets your tempo. So if you start out with your drums and you got some, you got your hi hats and your claps or whatever, and your drums, it's starting your rhythm. It kind of keeps your rhythm along with your metronome. If you don't use your metronome or whatever, it just gets your rhythm started, and then you build upon your drums with everything else, your VSTs and your presets and whatever else that your samples that you bring into your machine. So that's one way to work. I know there's other people that brings in the sample first and then tap tempo your tempo and then come in with your drums. Civil Days Music Day, son, what's up, brother? Good to see you in the freaking live. If y'all don't know Civil Days Music TV, you should check his channel out. You should subscribe to his channel. You should like his videos. He is a constant professional and a machine guru. He is a MPC X SE guru. Y'all should pick his brain about music and his drum packs and sample packs. He has some great content out there. So check Civil Days Music out. Glad for you to make it on the stream. So yeah, I'm talking about my dream machine. My dream machine. If Roland was to come out with SP404 Mark III, today's live is about what I wanted to see if they came out with a new machine. So we're talking about if we were to merge two machines, such as the Akai Studio and a Roland together, what kind of machine would that be? That'd be crazy. And then if Akai came out with a new machine and they were going to come out with a mini, an MPC mini, they could use this and they can use that. Now this would be my preferred option. They were to come out with this as a new MPC with the freaking updated 3.0, a bigger screen, touch screen, with a battery in that joint. Now this will be super sexy. This will be so dope. But yeah, that's what this live is about. We just dreaming. Nothing that's coming to fruition. Nothing that I got inside information on. This is just, what will be a perfect machine if we already don't have the machine that's already perfect. So No Ego says, I have the S2400. I honestly haven't had the time to learn it. I hate learning new equipment. I'm in MPC 3000 and 2000X. Listen, let me tell you something. The 2400, bruh, you can see it back there. It is a great machine. And honestly, can I tell you? Can I tell you personally from from me using the 2400? The best thing that I could have done was pick that machine up and just use it. Now I did have to go to some of the YouTube videos where they have the YouTube manual and figure out how to do certain things, but it didn't take me long to sample into that machine and chop across 8 pads, put my drums across 8 pads, and make that beat on the 2400. It's just that simple. If you can see the buttons and read what the buttons say, it's just simple. It is just as simple as pressing the button and going for it. 2400 is probably the easiest machine that I have used. Easier than Machine, easier than the MPC, easier, way easier than the freaking SP404. Woo! This shit right here. This shit will make you throw it out the window. This will make you lose your fucking mind. But the 2400, bro, I'm telling you, you gotta pick it up. It ain't hard to learn. It is so easy to learn. It is very simple. If you can conjure it up in your brain and think it, all you have to do is press the button and do it on the 2400. It's that simple. Civil Days Music says I do both. I make beats with the drums and the sample or keyboard groove. Bet money. You are in a gear museum. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to, get away from having that FOMO and the gas. I definitely don't want to miss out. Yeah, I have to learn the 4/4. It is in my list of things to do in my life, and I have a YouTube series that is going to be all about me failing at learning how to use the 4/4 Mark II. So that's coming up. That's coming up very soon. So y'all will see me in real time learning how to use the 4/4, failing on the 4/4 until I get it right, until I learn to make beats like I make in the MPC. Bruh, I'm telling you, go. This is all I'll tell you. If you go to my YouTube page, you're on my YouTube page already, but you go to my YouTube page and go through my list of videos and go to my playlist. I have an S2400 Island Instruments playlist of all the videos that I've made of using the S2400. There's about 5 videos in that playlist that I made on the S2400 in the first 24 hours of me unpacking that machine, plugging it up, and using that machine. Without a manual, without freaking. Now, let me say this. Before the machine made it to my house, I watched videos for months and months and months and months and months before the machine got here to figure out how to use it and what it was capable of. So maybe I may have internally brought some of that information into my brain, and when I cut it on, I knew how to use it. Maybe. I don't think so. But within 24 hours, bro, I made 5 beats. Boom, 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 boom. And they were the hardest shit that I ever heard on 2400. And I said, damn, I know I just can't be that good. I just can't be that good that the beats sound like that. It can't be that. It's just that, I don't know. I got on there and worked it out. So I'm telling you, I would implore you to pick up that machine. And even if you just take a day and just play with it and figure out, pause. If you take a day and do what you need to do with the machine, I'm telling you, you will enjoy it and you will put every other machine down because you're going to have so much fun with it. Now, on Sundays, I do a series called S2400 Sundays. And on Sundays, I make beats on the S2400. So check my channel. You'll see that playlist for the S2400. If you're interested in Island Instruments S2400, you can check that. And if you haven't done so, like, subscribe, comment on my page, on my videos. That helps my page grow. It helps me to bring content like we're doing tonight, going live. It helps me to do that more frequent. So I appreciate each and every one of you who have came on the live. It does my heart good to see names that I've never seen before in my comments being here to listen to me blah 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 and speak about music gear and equipment. So back to the comments. Cal says a mini MPC 3000 would be amazing. Keep it limited so you don't get lost in plugins or whatnot. Yeah, MPC 3000, a new MPC 3000 would be amazing. Now I personally have never owned the MPC 3000, but I had an MPC 2000 XL, and from what I'm hearing, the 3000 had the incredible sound. The 4000 had incredible sound. I have an MPC 5000. I like the way that it sounds. I like the way that it works. So yeah, any of the old stuff, if they're able to bring it back and counter it to work just like the MPC X, because I do own the MPC X here in my studio on the other side. Woo! I'm telling you, Akai will be blowing. They're already blowing everybody out of the water, but they will really set the tone right now. You getting me excited, bro. I remember watching your videos on there. I remember you doing the Nitrous videos. All right. Dun, dun, dun. All right, we're back live. Yo, I I apologize. Freaking my power just blinked out. My power just blinked out, and my power went off in my house because we're having very bad weather for some reason. On the time that I get on the live, we had bad weather. So shit. So last thing I remember saying was I was reading the comments saying that MPC 3000 would be amazing. So yeah, I think MPC 3000 would be amazing. And again, thank you all. Thank you all for being on the live with me. And I appreciate everybody that's been on my page to know about what I do. And you can find me on all the streaming platforms. Just search at BeatsByLonza, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I'm out there. So let me read some of these comments really quick. Um, what's good? What's good? What's going on? School, hit the button. Said I did the same thing with MPC One. I watched every. So it said, yeah, I did the same thing with MPC One. I watched every tutorial and review of the One plus 6 months before I even thought about purchasing one. Columbus, Ohio. What's up, Columbus, Ohio? I know I have one of my best friends is from Columbus, Ohio. Marine Corps retired vet, straight out of Columbus. Actually, I know two Marines that are from Columbus, Ohio. Both of them are from the same place. So yes, Roger Lynn, um, I'm pretty sure still owns in perpetuity the MPC 3000 name. I did not go to school for music. I wish I did. I did join a band when I was in high school, and I dropped out of band probably the first 2 weeks of band. I was supposed to play the drums. Um, I was actually supposed to play the trombone, but I wanted to play drums. But I couldn't afford to buy the trombone before the people um, needed for us to have the equipment. So I dropped out because I was too embarrassed to because I couldn't afford to buy the freaking equipment or rent it. We didn't have the money like that, so I dropped out so that I wouldn't be embarrassed. Yeah, a lot of the old machines are slow, but you know what you get out of it of spending the time working in the old machine and making it work to today's standards. Um, there's something different about the time you put in when you have to do that. It's a different love for it. You really love it if you take an hour or take all day, 24 hours to freaking make one beat on an old machine. You really love it. I don't have that kind of time. I made a video on that saying I don't have that kind of time, bro, to work in an old machine all day long on a floppy drive or to even export 8 outs to a DAW and then mix down in a DAW. I don't have that kind of time. Of course you was, Civil Days. They saw it. Of course you was, bro. You're too talented not to have been in any type of freaking organization that does music. It don't it don't surprise me any that you was in the marching band. Listen, Civil Days music man. He is a musician. Don't let him fool you. Don't let him fool you to think that he don't know what he doing over there. He is a very intelligent dude. I won't put his business out there and tell you what he do for a living. He might be Batman in his in you know in the nighttime. So I won't tell y'all that. But yeah, check out his YouTube page. He has a lot of information about how to go about doing music, how to go about working in machine, working in a Kai. A lot of information over there. So yeah, y'all pick his brain. He got some dope sounds and expansions and kits that you probably may need in your studio. And I'm behind too. I gotta cop a couple of them myself. Play the drums. I started in high school. See, I didn't. You know what I did in high school? I beatboxed and we wrapped around the cafeteria table. That's what I did. I can beatbox. I can play. I can play with my pencils. I can drum with my pencils. Yeah, so yeah, that's was all I was able to do, and I really didn't get into production um, until my second or third year in the military. I am a Marine Corps vet, retired, and my third year in the military, I met another Marine that was a producer, and I went out to his spot in Augusta, and he told me, "Hey, you need this, you need that, you need this to have in your studio." And from there, I started engineering, and it's been uphill from there. Yeah, I used to do a little dancing, used to do a little, try to do a little freestyle, but I was never really good at freestyling, so I kind of stayed out of the freestyle ciphers. But yeah, anytime they was doing any type of music or rapping, I was there. I won a couple contests. They're not official dance contests, but you know how they have those videos where they say, "Oh, my baby can dance." That's the kind of dancing contest that I won. But yeah, back to what we're talking about. So SP404 Mark 3 does not exist. That is some bait. That is some bait for y'all to just get on the live and talk about some of what you're dreaming about, what you're thinking that Roland can come out with as far as a new machine, Akai if they come out with a new machine, and Native Instruments or any of those companies out there that make machines. What is it that you think that you'd like to see that you don't have in your arsenal that they can come up with that would make a better machine for your studio needs? What? I hear you. I hear you. I never had aspirations to be any type of artist. Never had any aspirations to be any type of rapper. I did sing in the choir. I did sing in the choir from middle school all the way up into high school. I did enjoy singing in the choir at my school for that in chorus. It was called chorus. And then I sang in the actual choir at my church growing up. So music has always been around. I've always dabbled in the music in some type of way. I just I wish, man, the 404, man, I wish that I can just get into it and make it do what it do, but I just can't. It is lost. I am lost in the sauce on the 404. Now I have made four patterns, I want to say, on the 404, and I got so frustrated with it. I know it's easy just to copy the pattern and then do something else to the next one and copy a pattern and delete something. I know that is possible, but just the fact of me trying to think too much to make music, I don't want to think too much. So, but yeah, I don't want to think too much. So this shit, this makes me think too much, and I don't want to think. I don't want to menu dive. I don't want to be thinking, okay, how do I do such and such? Oh, I gotta do shift and record to do that. How do I do this? I gotta do shift, record, and reverse to do. I don't want to do all that. I want to be able to say record, boom, 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 eight, 8 bars, export, whatever. I want it to be easy like it is on the MPC. I sound crazy saying I know I sound crazy saying that I want it to be easy because now I sound like the people that be complaining in the MPC forum saying that the that the MPC is too hard. And it took me years. It took me years and years of sitting in front of the MPC and learning it. So I do know that if you sit in front of the machine and take the time to learn it, you can learn it and you can make it do exactly what everybody else make it do, or even better that you see online. So I know that is possible. That is just I'm just being upfront and real with y'all about what I feel about the SP404 in this moment right here that we're talking about. The reason that's my excuse. So if I'm gonna give you an excuse of why I don't use the 404 right now, that is my excuse. So I paid the money for it. It's paid off. It's mine. I own it, and I will get my money's worth out of it. Believe you me, I will learn it. So if there's any questions that y'all got, hit me up in the questions, in the comment. Hit me up in the questions. Throw those questions out in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer anything that I can while we're here on this live. And again, if you haven't liked, subscribed, commented on my videos on my page, do so. Again, that helps my page. That helps my team. That helps my social media manager know that I'm doing exactly what it is that he's directing me to do. Um, it helps me to help my page get monetized. So I really appreciate it. Um, I really appreciate it. It's a blessing and an honor for all of y'all to be here in this live. You know, listen to me talk about my dreams about machines. Because that's what I love. I love drum machines, and I'm a drum machine specialist. And once I learn this 404, then it'll be kind of like the avatar going into the avatar state. I'll be where I need to be. School hit the button says freestyle, 2 lace snare, record mode, slide, grid 3, kick snare, record more, slide a grid. See right there, everything you just typed just threw my brain into a conniption fit. I yeah, I'd have to copy those comments of what you put in that comment section and do it piece by piece. That's how I learn. So I take it, I say make melody freestyle, then I'd have to figure out how to make the melody freestyle, and then laying the snare and the drums in record mode is easy. But yeah, that's how I'd have to learn it. And so again, coming up in a future stream, in a future recording, in a future YouTube video, you will see me in my on my channel failing at the 404 Mark II. T-Rec mode is sequence. Other mode is freestyle. Got you. Appreciate that. Thank you for the recommendation. I'll take that into account when I go on the machine and fail on it. So, but I love it. I love it. I like the size of it. I like the portability of it. It is very very light. It's not heavy. You can throw it in a bag. I don't know if it would withhold a drop because it's plastic, but probably what would have probably been a better option for them was to make it a hard case, hard like aluminum or metal case like the old ones were. That probably would have been a better option as far as this being plastic in case you drop your book bag or threw your book bag or somebody dropped something on top of your book bag maybe. But I like it. It is the knobs are very nice. The buttons are real cushiony. They're kind of tough, but still perfect enough for you to make your drums on it. To let you know that you hitting it where you need to hit it. Now it ain't got nothing on the freaking Akai pads, but that's why you have two different companies producing products for different machines. But anyway, yeah, if y'all got any questions, hit me up in the comments. and I'll answer as many questions as I can while we're here on the live. If there's anything on my page that you'd like to see, also leave a comment in my videos. If there's something that you'd like to see, something that you'd like me to talk about that you don't see on my channel. Now, don't go on my channel talking about, hey, I want to see you do a video on the MPC one when I got 15 videos on the MPC one, or I've never seen you do a video on the MPC X and I got 30 videos on the MPC X. Now, do some due diligence. Help a brother out. They're there. If you look for it, some of them are in playlists. Some of them are right there readily available for you. I got videos on everything. So yeah, if you take the time, I appreciate it out of your day, out of your moment that you have your YouTube time to, check a video out, and you'll see. And if you're interested in what I do, I appreciate it. Put a thumbs up. If you don't like something that I did on the video, put a thumbs down and tell me, hey, bruh, you should have done such and such, or you suck. But if you're gonna tell me that I suck, you tell me that there's something that I can't do, don't let me go to your page and you got no subscribers. Don't tell me that you know how to do A, B, and C, and I go to your channel and you got no videos of you not even doing half the stuff that I do on my channel. Because I'm either gonna do one or two things. I'm going to either roast you back on my channel, on my comments, or I'm probably gonna delete it. And every time I see you come up on my channel, I'm gonna block you and kick you out of my lives, or out of my freaking videos. Okay, thank you, Base Robotics. That's funny. I don't think that I've recognized that name, so I'll definitely check that out. Base Robotics. They son said people do that to me sometimes. Someone asked me that on my last live. Yeah, I saw that. They asked you if you had any beats or something that was on the machine plus, and then you banned them. You banned them. You say, yeah, yeah. I'm glad you said that real quick. Click, click. Showed them right there. MK3 Micro good to start out making beats. Yeah, definitely. You just got to start. Really, that's the thing. Any of the controllers are good to start out with making beats on. Any of the controllers are good at making beats. You just got to start. It don't really matter which one you use. You just got to learn the actual hardware that you got in front of you. Know its capabilities. Know what it can do. Know what it can't do, and then you go from there. Once you learn it and you know what it can do, and you plug it up and you make it do what it do, the sky is the limit. No problem. Yeah, and I won't try to sell you um on a particular brand, because again, it's up to each individual person of how they work and how they learn, and what may be too much or what may be too, not enough. So it's up to you. It's all about what you like, what fits in your studio, what fits in your budget, and then what happens with this is there's a thing that's called progress. As you learn, let's say you start out on the lowest tier of a controller, and let's say the lowest tier of the controller is this. And once you learn it and you aced it, and you think that, oh, I need to go up to the next thing, then you can move up to the next thing and progress from there, if you want to. If you want to spend money for it, if you want to spend the time for it, you can't. It is an option to do. So, but once that bug bites you, you may start looking like my studio looks right now. And this, let me I'm not trying to brag or nothing, but let me show you something. So that's the 2400. that's the other side of my studio, which is a bad freaking. Let's see if I can do it that way. Yeah, and you can't see it. But on the other side of my studio, I have a whole nother slew of beat machines. So yeah, controls are good. Charlie Hustle's Vision. Thanks. Let's hear a track. If you want to hear a track, you're right here on my page already. When we get out the live, you can go to my YouTube page and you can hear 550 tracks. There's 550 some videos on my page. And you can hear 500 some tracks on my page. So yeah, I won't even bother the live to even sit them through listening to beats on this live. But yeah, if you want to listen to some tracks, bro, I got tracks for days. And let me say this: Beats by Lonza. Google it. My name is right there at the bottom of the page. Beats by Lonza. If you Google it into Google or Safari or whatever you use as your internet search browser, search it. I'll come up on your first 6 pages. I promise you. Come up on your first 6 pages and you can hear everything that I do. I podcast, I DJ, I engineer, and I produce. So, yeah. And I'm 22 years in this game on production and engineering. So, there got to be some music out there somewhere, right? Hey Charlie Hustle, I'm glad you're here, man. I'm glad you found the channel too. And again, if there's anything that I can do to help, by all means, you ask, and I'll try my best to find the answer if I don't know the answer, or I'll do the research and get an answer to you. What do I think about AI these days? That's funny that you asked that. Me and my wife had a conversation about AI, and I told her that I thought that AI would be gone in the next 5 years. And she said, "Are you dumb? Are you stupid?" And I said, "No, I think AI is right now. I think AI is a fad. I think AI is going to be gone in the next 5 years." And then after we had that conversation, Facebook came out with an AI search tab on Facebook. And then after that, Apple dropped freaking the Apple AI technology that's going to be in a new iPhone. And so I said, "Oh gosh, I'm an idiot." So I started doing research. So I Googled AI. Do you know that AI came out in the 1930s, 1940s? AI has been around since the 1930s and the 1940s, and it has transcended and grown and changed over the years, and it's gotten better and better and better and better and better. And so everything you see in these movies, like the Will Smith movie of I, Robot, and the movie they just came out with Jennifer Lopez, where they're talking about the AI taking over the consciousness of the robots and shit. When you see these movies that they showcasing a lot of this stuff, it ain't just something that's science fiction that they're coming up in a movie about. This is real life possible shit. And so AI right now with music, it will have its space in music because they're gonna find a way to not pay artists in making music. They're gonna try to find a way to not pay artists in creating music. So if they can find a cheat way to do it, where they don't have to pay somebody $300,000 to make a beat, when they can make AI, they can tell AI what parameters they want in a beat, and AI makes the beat. They'll do it. But the great thing about human nature and humans, we are very adaptable and we're able to overcome shit. And we're able to create stuff that a computer won't be able to come up with. The computer is coming up with information because that you want it to sound like this and to sound like this and to be like this. But you as an individual, as a creator, as a producer, you're able to produce the sound that is coming out of your soul, out of your living being as a person. And so that's one thing that AI will never be able to do. I never thought internet was a fad. Once internet hit, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna turn up. This is gonna turn up, especially when we went from dial up. See, I'm 46, so when I was coming up, we had dial up. Internet had just came out, and we had dial up. So you had to wait on the phone to dial a number for the internet to go through. And then I'm from the age of freaking after you got fast internet in your house, and the music business went to going online and downloading music. That's where I come from. So I knew from that point on it was on. Yeah, yeah, the vocals. So Alex says, was just watching how they have vocals being made now by AI. Scary devaluation of human ability. Yeah, and I myself, I've used the AI capabilities of typing in a verbiage for a video and have that AI person, AI human robot read that thing that I typed out. So yeah, and it was very dope though. Instead of having me hire somebody to read this script that I wrote out, I had the AI robot read it, and so it was for a commercial. So I enjoyed having somebody to I enjoy having the AI capability to read that in a commercial because I don't have the commercial voice to be able to do that for that client that I was working for. So it came out actually pretty good. Salute Alex 52. I know you still feel like you're 19. So yeah, so again, I'll leave this video with saying again, thank you all. I appreciate you. Thank you all for being here on the live. Okay, all right. 61, salute, salute. See, that makes me feel good about being able to age and be able to still be in this music thing. So that's great. I want to be old. I'm already gray, but I want to be old and gray and still doing music when I get to be old. So yeah, I want to stay healthy and blessed enough to be old and still do music because I enjoy music and I love it. But again, I thank you all for being on the live. Again, if you haven't liked and subscribed and commented, do so. Check out my page. What else can you do? I have a website, BeatsByLonza.com. I have audio listening portions where you can listen to my podcast called the Grind 329 Podcast. On my podcast, I interview my friends who are industry specialists who don't toot their horns, who don't come out into the open and tell you that they are these professionals and specialists in the things that they do. So on the podcast, that's what I do. I highlight the people that do great things in the industry that you probably would never hear about. So on BeatsByLonza.com, I also have all the music that I produce. You can buy tracks. I know we're all producers here. We don't buy tracks, but that's what it's for, to get snippets of the tracks that I make that are out there. So BeatsByLonza.com. Also have merch. Oh, I almost dropped my 404 on the floor. I also have merch. Beats by Lonza hoodies. Have the freaking snapbacks, the hats, t-shirts, candles, everything on beatsbylonza.com. Uh, what else do I got? All you gotta do is Google me. Google me and search me all over. I'm everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. Beats by Lonza. I'm out there. So if I got no more questions and y'all are good with the live, again, I appreciate everybody for being here, and we are out. Last thing I want to do is give a shout out to my man DC Carson. Give a shout out to my social media manager Frank Khalif Murphy, and also my man Dayson Civil Days Music TV. He's up here in the comments. You can also go and check out their YouTube pages, and they're also on Facebook, and they also have social media out there as well. So again, thank y'all again, and we are out of here.